Hey, AP students. So we're in the second week of school, second full week of school, and this week we are going to focus on an introduction to the rhetorical analysis essay for AP Language and Composition. Um, I told you guys where I was going to be easing you into this. So the overview of this week is basically to give you an insight of um, how this essay is scored on the AP exam. What are some of the major components and elements that you need to learn in order to be successful on this type of essay? And we're going to apply this using a JFK prompt, kind of like as a continuation from last week's work. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first, I want to go over the skills that I'm going to be working on with you this week. The first is to identify and describe components of the rhetorical situation. That's our major topic for the week. The exigence, audience, writer, purpose, context, and message. Next, we're going to explain how an argument demonstrates understanding of an audience's beliefs, values, or needs. And then we're going to start the writing process of writing introductions and conclusions appropriate to the purpose and context of the rhetorical situation. Okay. So, our learning objectives: annotate and synthesize components of the rhetorical situation, the exigence, audience, writer, purpose, context, and message in a 2012 released AP prompt. Illustrate how to use diction, imagery, details, and language and structure, and how to apply it to rhetorical strategy. Identify success criteria. Use the AP standard grading rubric for rhetorical analysis. And then we are going to draft a rhetorical thesis for JFK speech using assertions, purposes, and explanation. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video because I want you to take a minute to do this collaboration board. This is a visual rhetoric exercise. So I'm going to let you analyze this cartoon and then give your response to the question. Okay, we're back. So in this image, what we're looking at, there's a very controversial um, issue with our Colin Kaepernick, is an NFL player, and there was this controversial political movement about kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance. And so your goal here was to analyze the political cartoon image very closely, write your observations of what you think the current rhetorical situation is. So, like, what is actually going on here from the ideas being conveyed in this image, and then what is the purpose? Like, what was the purpose for conveying this message through imagery here? And what does it represent? So that's setting context for the rhetorical situation that we are going to look at this week. Okay. So the main elements of rhetoric are context. So the occasion or time it is written or spoken. That's the first main goal. Purpose, the goal the writer, the speaker wishes to achieve, and then the claim or claims are the arguments or assertions. Those are the main ideas or the clear statements. Okay. So for this exercise, it has you putting together a collection of images that tell a story or explains a rhetorical situation. I gave you an example of like maybe a father being present for important events in his son's life, like something of that context. Or you could be documenting a specific journey an individual has, like setting a context for that rhetorical situation. So make sure you go in and upload your Google image story that explains your rhetorical situation. Okay, make it appropriate. Um, Next, we must identify the following to be successful for rhetorical analysis. We worked on a soapstone strategy last week. This strategy kind of sets the context for the introduction of our analysis, where we look at introduce the speaker, the occasion, the audience, the purpose, the subject, and the tone that the author and speaker are trying to convey. Some of the main rhetorical strategies used are tone, attitude of the speaker, not tone of voice. So it's the speaker's attitude. the diction, which choice of words, like being very specific on choice of words, just not saying that the author uses or the speaker uses diction to do this, or being very specific in that instance. And then modes of persuasion are your ethos, pathos, and logos. Those are your appeals to your audience. Why did this author choose to use these strategies? How did the rhetorical strategies used help the author achieve his or her purpose? And why does the author choose these strategies for this particular audience or occasion? That is the bread and butter of a rhetorical analysis. The heart of so basically 90% of your essay is going to be from how you analyze the strategies that the author uses in a speech or a text. That's going to be the heart of the essay. Introductions, we're going to have a lot of practice in writing introductions. Introductions are just meant to be, get straight to the point, introduce the speaker, give the purpose and the context, and move on, and give a clear thesis that has an arguable claim in it. You don't want a super long introduction. What these AP scores, what the AP scoring panel is looking for, they're looking for how you develop the strategies that the author uses in the speech or the text. How do you analyze? How do you effectively analyze these strategies? And can you bridge connections to their purpose and to their audience in the occasion? That is what AP writing is about. That's what these AP scoring panels are looking for. Okay. I've linked you over to a website called American Rhetoric. What I want you to do for the first day, I have linked you to a 9/11 address to the nation from President George W. Bush, and I'm going to have you fill out a soapstone organizer that explains this rhetorical situation of this speech. So you can link to this website. I will have your graphic organizer uploaded for the first day on Monday to which is the 17th. You will be working on this soapstone organizer for the speech to put this into practice. So you can click through to the site. And I can actually, it's not going to actually let me click through from here because I'm in Google Slides. It's not saved yet, but I can show you the site. It's American Rhetoric.com. We'll be studying a lot of speeches from this website. So basically, when you click on it from the Nearpod, you'll go directly to the 9/11 address. The rhetoric of 9/11. It shows you some various video. Okay. And President's address to the nation. This is the page you'll be linked to watch the speech. Okay, so I'll include the PDF and your graphic organizer, the speech and the graphic organizer, so you can watch the speech and complete the rhetorical situation in that organizer. Okay. So, what is rhetorical analysis? Writing that separates the content, what the passage is about, from the methods, the rhetorical strategies used to successfully convey that content. Analyzing language. That is our goal. The prompt offers an effect. Answers should identify and discuss rhetorical techniques used to create effect. So, how do rhetorical techniques create the effect? How does it influence the purpose for why the speaker is giving the speech or delivering the message, and how does it affect the audience? That is the main goal of rhetorical analysis. So I've included a link here. I've shared this. This is your AP writing rubric for rhetorical analysis. These rubrics are listed under I think it's under your classroom resources or your classroom text sets for AP. It's in Google Classroom, but I want to stop here, and I'm going to record another video that walks you through this rubric. But for now, I want you to Go back to President Bush's 9/11 address through the Nearpod activity. Open your graphic organizer for Soapstone, read and annotate his speech, and complete that organizer. I will be uploading another video really soon on the explanation of our AP rubric.